Hi, welcome back. If you are here, you have probably seen part one of my 7th chord lesson. This lesson takes us a little bit further into it, and we are going to learn the minor 7 flat 5 and the diminished chord. Now, the minor 7 flat 5 chord is also known as the half diminished chord. It's your 7th diatonic chord in your series of 7 chords. I'll show you how we get there. I'll show you an easy shape to learn for both of those chords, and we'll take it from there. Hi, welcome back. If you are watching this, you've probably seen part one of my 7th chord. Hi, welcome back. If you're watching this, you've probably seen part one of my 7th chord lessons. This week we are going to go a little bit further into these 7th chords and learn the minor 7 flat 5 and the diminished chord. Now, they're pretty easy. I will keep it as simple as I can because I want to do this in a really practical sense so that it's not too heavy going. So we looked last week at our major 7, our dominant 7, and our minor 7 chord shapes in D shapes so we can move them up and down the neck. Now if we take that minor 7 shape for D, we've got our 1, our flat 3, our flat 7, and our 5. To get to our minor 7 flat 5, it's in the name, we just need to flatten the 5. So there's the 5, flatten it down there, and there is our minor 7 flat 5. It's a great chord, it's an easy shape. Whatever note you put your finger on the D string on, there's a G minor 7 flat 5, there's an A minor 7 flat 5, B minor 7 flat 5, etc, etc. You get the idea. Now, coming back to this shape, if we take this now and we flatten our flat 7 down to the B string open, it's the same as the 6, but we don't call it a 6 in this context, we call it a double flat 7. So now we've got 1, flat 3, flat 5, and a double flat 7. And the thing about this chord is that now the distance between all of those notes is 3 frets, or a minor third. So when you have 3 fret intervals between every single note of a 4 fret chord, you've got a span of 12 frets. You've got 4 times 3, which makes this chord symmetrical, which in practical terms means that you can take this chord and give it any one of 4 names, because you move that chord up 3 frets and you've got the same 4 notes, just in a different order. Up 3 frets again, same 4 notes. Every time you go up 3 frets, all you're doing is shuffling the order of notes around. So here's your D diminished chord. Here's another D diminished chord. It's also an F chord because F is one of the notes. It's also a G sharp diminished chord because that's also one of the notes. It's also a B diminished chord because again that's one of the notes as well. So out of those 4 notes in the D diminished chord, any one of them can be a root note. And it doesn't really matter where you put it because they're the same 4 notes. So it's got a lot of tension in it. It sounds unresolved. It leads you somewhere else. And that's the main purpose of a diminished chord. It'll get you between chords, and between consecutive chords in particular, in between consecutive chords of a diatonic series. So for example, let's go back to our C major scale. And C major is our 1 chord, C major 7 is our 1 chord, D minor 7 is our 2 chord, E minor 7 is our 3 chord, and so on and so forth. If we want to go from C major 7 to D minor 7, and make it sound a little bit more interesting, the note in between, the C sharp, if we play that as a diminished chord, it gives us a really smooth transition . That's one use for it. It's probably the most common use, but you will get that sound that shifts you seamlessly up. George Harrison used it a lot, by the way. But so many people, so many great composers have used this trick. It's not a trick. It's a perfectly functional piece of music theory, but a lot of guitarists don't know about it when they're starting out, at least, because it sounds more complicated than it is. Your diminished chord, if you learn that shape on the top 4 strings, it's a really easy really easy shape to move around. If you learn it on the other chords, it's going to be a slightly trickier shape, but it's well worth learning because it will just add so much color to your playing. If you've got any questions, I know I kind of breezed through a lot of that, but I didn't want to over explain it. If I've under explained it and you're not sure on anything, please give me a shout and I'll try and help you through it. But poke around your diminished and your half diminished chords. Understand that your diminished 7 chord is not part of your diatonic series, but your minor 7 flat 5 is. Understand how to use them. Most importantly, mess around with them. Get those shapes under your fingers, and we'll see you next time.